Greetings, wonderful viewers. It is once more time to search the ends of the internet for clickbait and give it the old correct. I am your humble host with the toast, War and Peace, and we start today with an offer that seems too good to be true. The Independent tells us, New Zealand will pay for your holiday if you agree to a job interview in Wellington. Oh, Independent, here we are again. No, dear reader, New Zealand will not pay for your holiday if you agree to a job interview. This is yet more masturbatery from this publication, brought to us this time by Zlata Rodionova. The real story: 100 carefully selected applicants who are specialists in the technology industry will be selected to win the holiday. No doubt it will be great for the winners. However, it is ultimately a week-long job interview for the select few. Not the implied anyone can rock up for a quick interview, then enjoy a free holiday. Come on, Zlata Rodionova and the Independent, seriously, come on. Just, come on. Next up, the New York Post gave us this leading headline: What happened when I stopped spending money for a whole year? Exciting us about the radical story of Michelle McGaw. The first line states, a woman has saved tens of thousands of dollars after she vowed to buy nothing for a whole year. And if you are starting to feel like clickbait shenanigans are coming, you would be right. This is not the story of someone who turned her back on money, stopped paying rent, became homeless, and lived however she could for 12 months. She just stopped buying stuff she did not need, something most of us call what happens roughly a week after payday. Further in the article, it tells us what she still paid for: mortgage, bills, insurance, and charity donations. That all equated to about $2,200 a month. And over the year, she saved $27,000. At the culmination of this terribly harrowing experience, what McGaw missed most was clothes, shopping, and beauty products. Who wouldn't? Marking the end of her buy-nothing year, the first thing she bought was a round of drinks for friends and family who had helped her. It is hard to see this clickbait headline as anything other than mean, especially for those who really struggle financially, which is most humans. Seeing someone who earns over $50,000 a year describing the hardships of living on only half of that, dressed up with this kind of headline, it's just plain cruel. Please correct your clickbait, New York Post. Try something like, what happened when I only spent $26,400 in a year? This might sound familiar because it is actually what happened. Serial baiter Christian Smith is back on viral thread, this time with the headline, there's one comfort food Trump loves making people eat when they visit the White House. He claims Twitter President Trump forces everyone who visits the house to eat meatloaf. What evidence is this based on? Here's a quote. Recently, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie had a meeting with President Trump at the White House and found out firsthand that he really likes his meatloaf. So much so that he ordered it for the governor without really giving him a choice. Yes, that is it. So can we assume that everyone is forced to eat meatloaf when they visit, just like Chris Christie? Well, here's a little more from Christie himself. He says, there's the menu. You guys order whatever you want. And then he says, Chris, you and I, we're gonna have the meatloaf. So hold up. Everyone else can have whatever they like, but Chris Christie has to have meatloaf. From this, can you honestly make the statement, there's one comfort food Trump loves making people eat when they visit the White House? No. Why? Because Chris Christie is a singular individual. One person. Chris Christie is not people. People means more than one. Clean up the clickbait, Christian, and viral thread. This should have been a textbook exercise in journalism. Here's a clickbait subheading for you folks, beginning with the headline, "The founder of Men's Warehouse has smoked weed for 50 years. All good? It then states you're gonna like the way George Zimmer smokes. We guarantee it." Hoping for some smoky insight into the methods of a multimillionaire marijuana maestro? Well, you will not get any here. The only mention it makes of how George uses is that he once smoked 6 joints in an hour with Ram Dass. But come on, everybody has done that. Even I have done that. And I don't even have lungs or a corporeal existence. Seriously, journos, just put a little more effort in. You had the opportunity to ask for this information at the interview. Yet you did not, and then guaranteed it would be there. MaryJane.com, please correct your clickbait. And next time, make sure you ask those important questions the readers really want to know. Time to travel to the Townhall, where Guy Benson is reinventing the word most. His headline claims, poll on anti-Trump protests, most say it's time to move on. Now, you would be forgiven for thinking that this means 90% or more, even 75%, but no, it means 53%. Now, journos do not get the entire blame here, but they get most of it, and by most, I mean more than 90%. The rest lies with politicians. In recent years, they have begun claiming that tiny majorities of a few percent are clear mandates from voters. Of course, journalists are responsible for calling politicians out over nonsense like this, so truthfully, it's nearly 100% the journalist's fault. Think of it this way. If I promised you most of a tub of ice cream, then gave you half, you would rightfully and justly call shenanigans. This is no less true for polls and votes. Next time, Townhall, give the meaning of your words a quick look-up on the internet. If you had done so, on this headline it would have read, "Poll on anti-Trump protests. 53% say it's time to move on." Now that is only 3 characters of difference and would have actually saved you time. Time you could have spent asking politicians why tiny majorities suddenly equal clear mandates. Imagine you clicked on an article, anticipating insightful info in a pornographic websites, and instead you received an essay on what HTTP and HTTPS means. No, you would not be having some kind of horrible nightmare. You would be reading an article by Nicole Nguyen on BuzzFeed News, a site that would be quicker changing its name to Clickbait News than trying to deal with all the misinformation in their headlines. This time, their headline read, "The Hidden Risks of Watching Porn Online." Come closer, dear viewers. Closer still. Yes. Let me ask you something. Does anyone truly believe that there are no risks whatsoever in visiting adult sites? Especially in a time where something you write about once in a Gmail email magically appears in adverts all across Facebook? Let me make this clear to everyone right now. Every single thing you do electronically on any device can be found by someone or some organization. When Edward Snowden tells you that the NSA can watch you through your webcam, your answer should be, well, yeah, obviously, not, oh my gosh, I'm so surprised. Back to the main event. This is a basic article on the difference between HTTP and HTTPS, which is interesting enough if you're interested in such things, yet Nicole chose to insert porn into it as a way to bait the readers in. There's even madness like this in the actual article. Here's a quote. If you're going to risk visiting an HTTP porn site, never visit it on public Wi-Fi. Thanks for the tip, Nicole, but how about do not watch porn in public anyway? It is deeply inappropriate. Come on, BuzzFeed. I am sure you can do better than all of this clickbait. There must actually be genuine times when it is easier to write the truth than to think up all of this tombaitery. Until then, I am always watching. And that's all you're getting for now, my friends. 6 sinners of clickbait have been exorcised and the internet has been cleansed. But for how long? Probably just until next time. So join me again, and if clickbait ruins your day, send it my way to bait@clickbaitcorrected.com through the Book of Faces or Twitter. Warren, please say those lines slower so people have enough time to read them. Why is that in italics? Do not forget, shares save lives, comments change the world, and only those who subscribe survive. This is War and Peace for Clickbait Corrected. Have yourself a lovely day.
Clickbait Corrected.